Hey, friends and family, my name is Johnny Fish, and I'm here with my wonderful friend, Olga. For those of you who don't know fish sunflowers or know much about fish sunflowers, we grow memorial gardens across Minnesota as a way to just promote happiness and light and community. And it's something that's grown a lot over the years, starting with one field that was very simple, to 2 fields, to 3 fields, to 10 fields, to 16 fields, all planted for a cause, a purpose, a mission. And the mission is really community. And throughout the years, and throughout the fields, I've met amazing people. And one of those amazing individuals is you, Olga.
Thank you. Thank you.
Olga is a very sweet soul. You have got to be the most genuine human being I have ever met in my life. When I lay down at night and rest and I talk to my wife and we kind of like reflect on our day, you have come up a lot, multiple times. And we just think to ourselves, man, she is sweet. She's so delightful. She's so good with the kids. She's so talented and so incredibly genuine. So, Olga, thank you for being a part of Fish Sunflowers. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. I don't mean to make you cry, but
thank you very much.
You have done so much for the Sunshine Mission that I can't even put into words. But I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this day to day and for being a part of these fields over the years.
Well, I'm definitely happy to be part of it.
Oh, man.
Thank you for having me.
We are blessed to have you here. Olga, for those individuals that don't know you, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you're passionate about?
I came to America from Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian. And so I left my whole family back in Ukraine, of course. And my husband actually is from Minnesota. He brought me here. And I am grateful to be part of a new life, new country, be a part of this community, and grateful that he actually, gave me the opportunity to create a new life with new friends and just, beautiful country with beautiful people. So,
yeah.
What I'm passionate about, I would say, well, I'm an artist.
You are a wonderful artist.
And I'm always happy to take an opportunity to contribute to either a cause or, anywhere where I can use my skills, my talent to enrich somebody's life. I believe that everybody is gifted. Everybody has some kind of a skill or a talent or the kind heart, and everybody can contribute to making this world a better place for everybody to exist together.
Amen.
Yeah, and create that community we all want to live in.
Yeah. You have done so much for us over the years, and for not so much, the mission for our family, but your art is so incredible. It's connected so many tens of thousands of people. And I've seen it all across social media. I've seen tons of kids, parents, grandparents stand next to your art, ask questions about your art. Last year, you worked on a special project that was done by a famous artist. And you replicated that. Like, I wonder if you did it better than the actual original artist that came up with that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I should say my goal isn't overdo it or make it better. It's not really the point. Maria Primacenko was the original artist whose art is kind of like a визитная карточка.
Creatures.
She is Ukrainian. She created in the 50s, I believe, she herself is from a small village, and she never went to really study art. She just was painting, drawing from her heart. And back there, nobody really took it seriously. A girl who lives in a village should work. Only then she has a good future to find a husband, to get married, have children. That was like a norm of life. But she was passionate about painting, and she was painting these amazing creatures. Maybe she heard somewhere from them about them from her friends, or maybe she read in newspapers. I don't know. But she created these imaginary animals, and that's how she became famous later in life. And now these animals, they became kind of like a brand that represents Ukraine all over different countries.
Amazing.
Yep, and Ukraine is recognizable because of that. She's one of our famous artists. So yes, me with our Ukrainian community in Minnesota wanted to recreate some of the animals so they could proudly be displayed in your sunflower field, and that was achieved, I thought.
It's great. You've worked on some of the arbors that have been out there, and you've decorated the arbors. You worked on the fire trucks. You've painted on them. The pianos, on the face of the piano. You've done all these different causes and missions, and you've taken either something that means so much to someone, whether it's a picture or a creature or a character or some kind of design, some kind of image that means a lot to them. You've taken that and replicated it and made just, beautiful art. Like you've just collaborated so much stuff together. It's just, you are truly you're like the superhero artist.
Well, when you're an artist, you want to paint on everything you can. So it was a lot of learning point for me too.
Yeah.
I had never really painted on big scale objects. So for me, it was experiment too. And I'm glad it worked out.
Hey, Olga, do you want to paint on a boat? Yes. You want to paint on an airplane?
Yeah.
Yes. So you've done work on the airplane? Yeah, it's been amazing. Tell us about the eggs that are in front of us.
Oh, yeah. These are actually natural eggs. These are chicken eggs. They are pre-blown, but it's actually a very old tradition in Ukraine. Before the Easter, there was a Lent period where, there was no electricity, and children with adults, they would learn how to create this whimsical ornaments, simple, but still making it very pretty ornamental designs on eggs. Except when it's already made, we call it pisanka. Pisanka is from word pisati, which means to write. So, and each egg considered as a prayer, I would say. Long nights in the winter with the candle, and I actually have a candle here. And we have a special tool that you use.
Okay.
It's called pisachok or kistka. You put a natural clean wax from the bees, put it inside the top of this container, and then you heat it above the candle, and then you take an egg and you basically create with melted wax that comes out of the tip. You create the lines, ornaments, that preserves the color of the egg shell, and then each color you basically add by a separate little like a bath of the color.
Wow. And how long has that been around, this technique?
Oh, it's been ages.
100 years, 200 years?
Oh, no.
50 years? More.
More. It was way before even Christianity.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, it were maybe different forms, but even nowadays they are finding eggs decorated. They are made from clay, though.
Okay.
Tripilla style. So it takes ages. It's like, I think they're called pageant culture. English is not that good for me. When you
You're
go
doing
back
great.
into history,
You're doing great.
much better to speak about it in Ukrainian.
Wow. So let's go back to about growing up in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to us a little bit about Ukraine and your childhood a little bit, and maybe a little bit about your folks, brother?
Well, I grew up in a small family. It's me and my brother, mom and dad, of course. And I left when I was 24. I turned 25 here, actually. My brother is still in Ukraine. My dad passed away, unfortunately, right before I came to America. And my mom is right now is in Portugal. Just happened that way. So yeah, we're kind of all over, but majority of my family is still in Ukraine, of course. My cousins, my aunts. I have one cousin who lives in Michigan. We sometimes talk, and she has a busy family life too. But definitely miss Ukraine once in a while. Maybe we can go visit, but unfortunately, right now it's not as easy.
Yes.
But Ukraine is always in my heart, and I brought Ukraine with me, and nobody can take it out of me. I'm Ukrainian.
Yep, it's great. It's great. You represent Ukraine very well.
Thank you.
So you grew up and you got married, and actually your husband is here with us. Johnny, would you like to say hi? I don't know if that mic's on yet.
Sure, I'd love to say hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
He's back there hanging out, watching this unfold. Johnny's a musician, and he's a huge encourager. And I know he's encouraged you a lot, and you have encouraged Johnny a lot. Johnny had stopped by, and we chatted a bit, and you had spoken about how you met Olga, and it was quite the story. In a short amount of time, you want to just tell us a little bit of the story?
Sure. Yeah. Well, back in 1999, I started going to Kyiv, Ukraine, and also some other Eastern Bloc countries performing. And for reasons that totally elude me, I was well received and invited back, I think about 15 times. And on my last scheduled trip, I was lucky enough to stumble into a delightful little coffee shop on the Passage, right near the Crescent, which is the center of the city. And there she was. And I talked to the promoter and said, "Can I talk to her?" And he said, "Yes, it's okay to talk to women in our country."
It's great.
So I clumsily stumbled over there and used my best Rushglish and tried to charm her, and that's how it all started.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
There was a lot of sign language at first.
Yes, there was, for sure. Mostly on my part.
I think you're hot.
Something to that effect, yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. And he had shared a little bit about the music industry a bit, and how the interesting man that had you come out, and that was really something, man. That's maybe a whole nother podcast sometime.
Yes, that probably is. Yeah.
That's great. It's great. So you met, you fell in love, you came to the United States, you took Ukraine with you, part of Ukraine with you. We talk about Ukraine and what's happening in Ukraine. There's a lot of stuff cooking, and I know it's near and dear to your heart. I want to say that I'm sorry that stuff is happening to your people, and a lot of people out here that are listening want to help, and they don't quite understand all of the details, and they don't understand how just deeply hurt the community is. But yet, with being hurt, they're still very positive, and they're still very strong, and they look to people like Olga to be that bright light. Whether it's with your words or actions, your artistic ability, and that's what you've provided over the years for a lot of people, is just hope and strength. And I want to get back to more of that in a little bit, but you got married and you graduated from college. right? You graduated from college, is that correct?
I took a couple classes here.
But you have it in, like, is it not embroidery? Is it embroidery?
Oh, that's from Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
my degree.
Degree. So you graduated in Ukraine.
Yep.
Okay. With what degree?
Master in embroidery.
Master embroidery. So I've talked to Johnny a little bit about that, and you know, I've seen through your art where you can take a picture of something and recreate it, replicate it in fine detail. And he was saying with the embroidery that you are actually able to do that with pictures. You can take a picture and embroider it. Like, it's super accurate.
Oh.
That's insane. That's an amazing gift.
Well, that's his perception.
That would be an accurate perception.
I believe him.
I'll let it be that way.
Also, what is your favorite part of art? What is it? Is it drawing? Is it painting? Is it?
Well, I actually never did pisanki, never created pisanki until I came to America. The first 2 years were difficult for me because I was still learning English and I was still spending a lot of time at home alone while Johnny was working. So I found the store. We have actually Ukrainian gift shop that sells everything you need to create this beautiful piece of art. And I got everything I needed. My husband supported me, thankfully. You know, he's an artist, I'm an artist, different areas, but I think that helped us a lot in the same way. So, yeah, I started creating pisanki. And that's how the whole, you know, new discovery for me started. And I really needed for myself to just keep myself, you know, calm and sane. I don't know what you call it, like, because, you know, when you are for the first time away from your people, your country, there is nobody to speak to. In Ukrainian, it's all English. It could be difficult, especially you don't have friends yet. Johnny's family supported me big deal. They were great. They were wonderful. I instantly fell in love with them. And I thought everybody's like that here. And I was just so inspired. People in general are the biggest inspiration for me in my life. And then comes art. Oh. So, and then later, of course, I went back to a little bit embroidery, a little bit of painting. I took a couple classes of art in Minnesota and discovered a new way of just to approach the art as a creating process. You know, that was very different from my European style teaching in Europe. So it was different, but it was very interesting. I learned some. So that's kind of like, I don't sit and do just one thing. I like variety of things. Mm-hmm. I also digged a little bit into the scrapbooking. Yeah. Because I was big on pictures too. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
What's really interesting about art, well, art is a lot of things, right? I mean, it's so many things. But art has got like it's like a worldwide way to communicate. It's the same language. It means so much to so many people. But if you see an art piece, I mean, people from the other side of the planet can appreciate it and understand it. Some a little more than others, but the same thing with music without words, whether it's aggressive or soft or... that's what I think is really neat about art and artists in general. Like, it's just neat that you're able to communicate with one another. Being that Johnny Johnny spoke English, you're speaking Ukrainian, and coming into a new country and trying to acclimate and be comfortable. How art gave you that peace, how music gave you that peace, and you were able to communicate with others and connect. And now you've got so many friends you don't even know what to do with.
That's great, though.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Music definitely attaches you to the depth of the soul, for sure. I think it opens up in you the deep feelings. It's very emotional. Art can be too, but art definitely is more visual.
Yes.
And music is more, vibration.
Vibration. What's interesting is when you mix the two, like what can happen, right?
A lot.
It's just amazing. That's quite a story. You have a couple other friends with you today.
Yes, I do.
Would you like to introduce them?
Absolutely. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
So I brought with me today two wonderful friends who I made through Ukrainian Community Center. We have Luda Anastasievska, who actually leads our Ukrainian center. Luda, say hi.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
And then we also have Olenka. Berezovska. Oh my gosh, for a moment I forgot, I went blank. This is what video does to me. Olenka Berezovska, she is a wonderful friend and photographer, by the way. She's done a lot of photography for Ukrainian Center, and everybody knows her in our community. She's wonderful.
That's great.
Wonderful person.
I've noticed over the years, you've introduced me to some of your friends, and the demeanor and just how they are is so they're warm and welcoming. Sometimes maybe not so much at first, but the second time around, the third time around, they're just they know you way more than you know them, but they're just so I think everybody. It's interesting. Can you elaborate on that a little bit about the dynamic of Ukrainians in general? Is there a way to personalities? Well, are they a lot like Americans? Are they not like Americans? I mean, when you come from Ukraine to America, was it as warm as home?
To be honest, I feel like it's hard for me to really analyze that. My husband actually, he made a better comparison to kind of see it from different, cultures. I would say I probably agree that our people at first, it's a cultural thing. We have to be careful. Maybe because Europe overall is a little bit overpopulated, and you have to be more careful, who you talk to and, meet on the streets, and, you can't just openly, help just anybody. But at the same time, our people are really, in a way intuitive, I would say, and happy to help. But I don't know. I think Johnny said once, you have to give a reason to Ukrainian to smile. So
they've been very.
Maybe that's true.
Well, you need to know what someone's intentions are, and I think it goes across the board with anybody.
Yeah.
From I think a lot of the way when I've met Ukrainians, it's always been really through you. And I'm sure you were like, Johnny's great, or Johnny's so nice, or whatever. So they're always like, Johnny, but they've always been just very, very sweet to me. Luda, we had chatted a little bit. Fish Sunflowers is here to promote goodness and promote healing and to promote community in a positive light. And we've done these fields for years now. And a lot of people always ask, well, what is the need? We're doing this memorial field. What is the need? Well, we have a mother who lost a child. How can we help? We have a gentleman that passed away from cancer. The family needs some support. Or it's maybe just a foundation. This year in 2022, I feel like it's very important to recognize, promote, uplift the Ukrainian community, and I know there's a lot of people that want to help and they don't know how. And Luda, I don't know if you'd want to chime in a little bit. Maybe just a quick update. What's the greatest need Ukrainian community needs in U.S. and in Ukraine, and how can they give? How can they help?
Thank you, Johnny, for having me here, and it's very nice to be able to share a little bit of a story of our Ukrainian community and maybe expand on what Ola was telling about Ukraine, Olga was telling about Ukraine and Ukrainians. And I just have to tell you, I'm a big fan. of what you're doing, of your mission.
Thank you.
It's been amazing to get to know that there is such person who is selflessly planting fields for enjoyments of everybody else. And it's really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And, you asked Olga about those whimsical animals that she created. We actually, not only they were displayed in your fields, but I know you kindly lent them to the Ukrainian Center, to the Ukrainian American Community Center in Minneapolis. And we displayed them also at our Ukrainian Heritage Festival. And so many people found joy. They learned also about Ukrainian culture, about Ukrainian history. Like Olga mentioned, that woman lived long time ago. So that was amazing. That was your support and Olga's support. We were able to enrich the lives of the people who come to learn about Ukrainian culture at the festival.
The learning is what's like the key thing is learning. Isn't it kind of neat through just again music or art, how it can just grow and how it can connect?
It's a great feeling to be able to discover things for yourself or others.
Yeah. You're part of that, Olga. How can individuals out there help? Maybe I know we chatted a little bit before we had started the podcast about there's a lot going on, and it's maybe harder to stay positive. You'd mentioned to me about an ambulance, funds and medical supplies, and where can people go to give, and what is the greatest need?
Thank you for asking about that. As you probably heard, many of you now know because Ukraine has been on the news, unfortunately, with the sad and tragic news about the suffering of so many Ukrainians who had to leave their homes, children. Almost half of the children of Ukraine had to become displaced and had to leave their homes. And so Ukrainians here in Minnesota and friends and wider community jumped into action, and really everybody wants to help. So I'm just very grateful to everybody who already contributed and helped, and I'm grateful to you for asking this question. So our Ukrainian American Community Center collects funds, donations, if people are comfortable with that. If you go to uaccmn.org, it's our website, and we have a donation page there. We welcome any amount, from 5 to whatever you are able to donate. Our most current project is the surgical ambulance that will be providing emergent help to soldiers serving on the front lines. We've been buying a lot of medical supplies for the medics who are working not only on the front lines, but also who are working in the cities where lots of civilians are getting wounded, and blood-stopping medications are needed constantly there. And that's what we've been doing. A lot of our volunteers, some of our volunteers, I should say, already traveled to Ukraine personally, delivering those medical supplies, just to make sure that they're going there as fast as possible, and they're going also directly to people. Awesome. We have a great network of volunteers in Ukraine and here who are working hard on that. So any help in that regard will be greatly appreciated.
The Ukrainian, for those individuals that maybe missed it, the Ukrainian Community Center is located where?
Ukrainian American Community Center is located in Minneapolis, in St. Anthony area, and the address is 301 Main Street Northeast, Minneapolis 55413. Yes, and the website is uaccmn.org. Thank you so much.
You bet, Johnny.
Perfect. Actually, I wanted that website repeated, and you just did. I'm also wondering, Luda, if people want to talk to an official representative of the community center, is there a specific contact they can ask for, or?
Well, I should have mentioned I'm a board member at the Ukrainian American Community Center, so obviously people can speak to me. There's also our president, Paul Jablonski, Vice President Maria Shermeta, so people can reach out to us. We're on the website also. Our names are there. There is also email address listed and phone number too.
Awesome.
So people can call, email, donate right there on the website.
Great. Great.
Thank you so much.
No, that's what it's all about. Is about giving, helping, supporting, and sharing. And I know I really think with your help this year, and I know I've talked to you a couple times about it. I really would love to grow a sunflower field.
It would be wonderful.
In honor of the Ukrainian communities, and really in honor of you. I think of Ukraine, I think of you. It would be great with your help and the individuals listening to this. We're looking for a place that will host a field, 2 to 40 acres, and we'll take care of the expenses. We'll get it done. But it'd be great to show off Ukrainian art, culture, music, dancing. Will you help me?
Well, we're definitely praying, hoping that we will find the field.
We'll find the field. We have a little bit of time, but...
Yes, we're definitely hoping. And I also wanted to add that I'm very grateful to such a wonderful support, great support that you and your followers actually also express through the pages of Fish Sunflowers. I was deeply touched, and I know at least Olenka, she also always notes, leaves comments when people, just show their feelings through their pictures. They say a couple nice, kind words to support our communities, to support Ukraine, and I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to every single body, because it means a lot.
Yeah,
it means a lot because. I understand it could be difficult for a Ukrainian. It is difficult to be Ukrainian right now, but at the same time, I think what makes it, what gives us that power is to know that the whole world is helping, understands, and praying for us, and everybody matters. Everybody. It's not about. Even nationality, it's about, being human. And first of all, I always say, we are humans. And if you see something wrong, you need to say it, you need to stand up for it, you need to be human, you need to, this is an opportunity to express what you stand for here.
Yep.
So solidarity is a big thing. It can help to create miracles in a way.
Boy, I can hear the storm in the background. Can you hear that? Are you nervous?
Yes, I can hear.
Hopefully we're okay. I don't hear any sirens. We'll probably hear it through here.
We'll find out later.
We are supposed to get some serious rain, but Olga, there's a couple things that I want you to hear. See if I can get this to play. It's from one of your friends.
Olenka, if someone would ever ask me to describe what is a Ukrainian woman, I for sure would have your image in front of me. Kind, genuine, gorgeous, and extremely talented. You're like a cup of a sunshine.
A cup of a sunshine.
That's your image in my eyes. I'm so happy that many years ago we had a chance to meet and are able to carry our friendship through many, many years. Love you, honey, and I do cherish our relationship forever.
So,
thank you.
That's just from one of your friends. Yeah, I had asked your husband. I said, I'd like to connect with a couple of your friends and just hear in their words a little bit about you. Olga, we have some incredible memories. One was in a sidecar, and we were driving, and you thought I was joking. And I hit a pothole, and I was taking you to Sunflower Field to just check it out. And I started to tank slap where you thought I was joking, and you were laughing at me hysterically. And I'm like, I was actually freaking out. Like, we were going to die. We were going to crash. We're going to crash. You're like, oh, and you're like, ha, Johnny, you're so funny. Like, no, really, we're about to go in the ditch.
Yep. I was actually remembering that same memory today driving here.
Wow.
It
We've been
was
in
so
the fire
fun.
truck and everything, man.
Yeah.
Like showing up at some of these fields and Johnny playing music on top. It's been just a blast. Olga, what does the sunflower mean to you?
It means home.
Yeah.
Home where, Ukraine is the country. It's a very beautiful, very rich in natural resources country. We have very rich soil, and sunflower is one of the symbols of Ukraine because of how much sunflowers we grow. And Olenka actually comes from the area where is the most land is filled with sunflowers. Do you mind, Olenka, saying a few words?
What? Yeah, please do.
Yeah, when I came here, I told Johnny already. When I came here to Minnesota in 2001, I just start to feel in the airport this is my land, really. But when I see sunflower fields, when he started this project, and all over the Twin Cities, I see those fields. It's like it's definitely my home forever. Yes. And I start to take pictures of in sunflowers, and I don't ever need a props. For me, sunflower, this is the best thing for portraits, or, I'm a portrait photographer. And also when I take a picture, what I see from the 2001, a lot of Americans, all other nations, people, they want to take a pictures in vyshyvanka. Vyshyvanka, it's Ukrainian embroidery shirt. So they just ask me, okay, can you bring those Ukrainian really, colorful blouse so we can take a picture? And sunflowers, I have tons. If you check my portfolio, it's like sunflowers, 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 and sunflowers.
It's a great icebreaker. Mm-hmm. It's a great icebreaker for people and breaking down barriers and being able to just to be human.
Yeah. Sunflower, you can't ignore sunflower. It's that, it's a flower, and there is, in the world of the millions of flowers, but sunflower, you see from far away.
This year, we are nominated in 3 different categories for Minnesota's Best. And I was thinking about that because we've promoted others that have been nominated and hey, these are good people. These are, vote. And the awards are great to get. But what I think is the funniest thing, and for those that don't know this, Fish Sunflowers doesn't have a physical address. They're different every year. Sometimes we stay at the same field for one of the fields, but we're always going to different communities. It's like a tour. And it's quite enjoyable to meet new people, to bring people from other communities, other nationalities, and to be voted for Minnesota's 3 different categories for Minnesota's Best. And I think one of those was best one-day destination.
Summer destination.
Summer destination,
Day
and then
trip.
where to bring a friend. A few of those, and that's really cool. And what makes it really interesting to me is, again, not having a physical address, not having a building to go into. Really what makes it is you. It's community. It's the community that makes it. How cool is that?
And it brings people from other communities. It's like a treasure hunt in a way.
Right. It's this community, this community, this community. It's us. It's
People
us.
meet, people make friends. I made a lot of wonderful friends throughout these couple of years that I've known about your fields.
It's been great.
So, yeah, I'm very grateful.
So that's pretty neat. I'm very grateful for that. And you've had a very key role in that. So I, again, want to thank you for that. And Johnny, I know you guys have put a lot of time in on that. So I've got another message from somebody here I want you to hear from. Whoop, I hit the button.
Очень горжусь тобой, что ты участвуешь в Fish Sunflower и помогаешь Украине. Очень горжусь тобой. Молодец.
Is that my cousin?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we did some research about you. Did some
Wow.
connecting.
You got her.
Yeah, we got her.
She's all the way in Michigan. That's the one.
Yeah. I've got one more.
Oh, really?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Привіт, Оля, це мама. Бажаю гарно провести тобі цей день з друзями із Fish Sunflower. Цілую.
Oh,
That's Olga's mama.
That's Portugal. Hi, Mom.
Yeah. So I'd asked
so
Johnny a
sweet.
while back. I said, could you connect with a couple of folks and
That is
send
so sweet.
send Olga a little message? So
It was
Thank you.
really easy to do.
I bet.
right.
Did you wake her up or something?
I paid a bunch of people.
I see. That's how
That's
it's
great.
done.
That's great. Well, again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, listening today, and learning a little bit about you. I know there's a lot more we can share about Ukraine and the community. I'm really thankful for you, for our friendship, for your husband's friendship. I mean, and the Ukrainian community's friendship. And I really hope that we can find a community that'd be willing to host this year.
Yes.
A community hosted, themed, supported field for community in honor of our Ukrainian friends.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely hoping we'll find somebody who's willing to give us that opportunity.
Yep.
And thank you once again, Johnny, for this opportunity and to honoring the Ukraine and bringing attention to it and in your way. And, bringing communities together, because I think that's part of why we are strong here in America, too. It's about, standing for what's right once again and just sharing our cultures, sharing ourselves with each other, and, raising in us the right, the right morals, the right reasons why we're here.
yeah.
Be good.
To love one another.
Be
Love,
good to
love,
each
love.
other. Yep.
Yeah. Can I tell you a dream
Yeah.
of mine, like a mission of mine,
Of course.
is to continue to do this to the day to day. I want to grow sunflowers, and I want to think of Ukrainian community. I want to think of you. I want to think of Johnny. I want to think of my family. I want to think of my country. And I hope that we can continue to just honor community forever. And I really, we're new. I'm new at the podcast thing. You know this. We're trying to connect and to share these stories. And you wouldn't be here today. None of us would be here today if it wasn't for planting a little seed. And
True.
how cool is that? So here's to another 2022 season, right? John Boy, you ready to play some music soon?
Sure. I'm ready.
Yeah, right.
I'm always
well,
ready.
The sun's come out, and it's still, it's been really rainy. And then we got a little sun and a little rain, but I'm ready to start planting here soon.
Well, and live in Minnesota.
Yep. Heck yeah. Well, thank you all. And Luda, would you again just say that website again? If people want to support, they can go to.
Please go to uaccmn.org. Thank you so much. Thank you, Johnny.
All right, guys. Rock and roll. Have an awesome day.
And by the way, Luda mentioned probably, but we have lots of different concerts and events where people can come to Ukrainian Center and other places that we post. Even on the Facebook page we have for Ukrainian American Community Center, we post there all the events coming up with Ukrainian food that if anybody wants to come and try, and concerts, a lot of great events.
We'll try to get some stuff on our website that will link to some of those events and stuff. That'd be kind of neat, huh?
Well, we hope
And,
you will come with your
I'll
family,
come
with
show
Sarah
up. You
and
bet.
kids.
Yeah, you bet. No, it'd be great. So we'll get
Want
some
to see
information
you
on our
there.
website. So be looking for that.
Absolutely.
And I mean, if you see Olga around town in the cities, guys, make sure you give her a high five, big hug.
Yeah.
And we're behind you.
Thank
we love you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Olga. Can I get a high five?
Yeah.
Boom. Nice.
For you, my darling girl. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing
to it. Nobody knows how we got to top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Don't let it stand in your way, no. Everyone knows that love is the only road. Since we're only here for a while, we might as well show some style. Give us a smile, isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. The thing about time isn't really real. It's all on your point of view. How does it feel for you and there? Einstein said we could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space, that smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race, some kind of lovely ride. Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Slava Ukraini!